What's up, IGN.com? It's Sean here, and we're checking out FireFall today. I'm here with David, who's one of the developers for FireFall. How's it going, David?
Going great.
Really excited to check out this game. Now, you guys have an open beta that's launching today for this game, correct?
Yes, today. It's been 7 years in the making for this open beta, so obviously we're all very excited right now.
Wow, so anybody can hop in and play this game right now?
Exactly. It's at firefallthegame.com. Look up Firefall on Google, all that stuff. Any of those things will take you to the login page where you can create an account and download the game and start playing.
Wow. So now I've seen and heard about this game for the last couple of years, but it seems like I'll get new information on it, then it'll kind of go away, and then I'll get more information on it. What exactly is FireFall?
Well, FireFall is a free-to-play, completely free-to-play, open-world action shooter. So we've got a big, large open world with lots of dynamic activities to perform, different events and missions, resource gathering, and, as well as a whole lot of things to shoot, things to kill. You're going to run around. You've got your weapons. You've got abilities that you're going to use. Right now, we are in our first really big instance for FireFall. It's called Blackwater Anomaly. We got a squad of developers here that are going to help us try to survive this. This is actually my first time here in the instance, so I'm going to be kind of seeing a lot of this stuff for the first time, along with people watching the video.
So now it seems like from checking out this game, that FireFall has kind of a big, large-scale story to tell. What is the story behind FireFall?
So the story of FireFall is a future version of Earth.
Okay.
We have there is a large, essentially was an energy storm that we call the melding, that covered over the Earth and just consumed everything that was biological. Just killed everything, and it consumed 99.9% of the Earth, except for a couple areas around Fortaleza, Brazil, which is where the game sort of takes place, is in this area. And then this zone that we're in now, like I said, it's called Blackwater Anomaly, is one of the first times that the players have been able to push back the melding, push back that energy wall. In fact, you can sort of see the energy wall off in the distance here. That we've pushed back in this area, that energy storm. If we go into it, we will get destroyed, just like anything else.
So now, what's coming out of the energy wall here?
So what's coming out here is a bunch of it's a group that we call the Chosen, and they're humanoids. There's some of the people in the storyline think that they're former humans. Some people think it's just an alien race. That's one of those things that people are going to be figuring out as the game goes along. And they're pretty much intent on killing all the humans. And they've got their own technologies. And in fact, if you kill these guys, they have a chance of dropping gear that you can actually put, equipped to your own battle frame, including abilities like that one. That's a little repulsor blast. So they've got their own technology. They've got their own weapons and abilities that they have access to that are different from the ones that you've got access to.
And so right now we're defending a repulsor, which is what's kind of pushing back this.
Right. If we don't defend this repulsor, then the whole that whole melding wall is just going to collapse in on us and kill us all. We'd have to go back to New Eden.
So now, obviously, this game is an online MMO. Talk to me a little bit about the class-based system in this game, because it seems really unique, the different ways that you got the classes.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, basically everybody has access to all of the classes. There are 5 basic classes that everybody has access to. These are, and we call our classes battle frames, and you can put on the different battle frames with the same character. You don't need to have like a bunch of different characters to play all the different classes in our game. And each class has its own signature weapons and its own signature abilities that differentiate it from the other classes. In this group that we've got here, we've got a pretty good mix of the different classes. Looks like we've got 4 of the 5 basic classes. We've got two guys playing biotechs, which is sort of our support class. They do a little bit of healing. They do, but they also, all of our classes are aggressive. We don't have any sort of pure defensive classes. Everyone is expected to be able to fire a gun. And we've got an engineer who's able to drop down some turrets. We've got our recon who can kill stuff at long distance. And I'm playing one of the Dreadnought classes, and the Dreadnoughts can take a whole bunch of damage. It's kind of a tank heavy weapons class. You can see I've got the big heavy battle frame, those big old shoulder pads, and I've also got a big old heavy weapon, this laser chain gun that I'm using.
So now with the, you're talking about the different weapons. How many weapons could I carry at a time in this game?
Well, everybody at any one time has 2 weapons. You've got a primary weapon and a secondary weapon. Your primary weapon is class specific. It can only be used by your battle frame. But the secondary weapons are all shared between all the different classes. So anyone can use a grenade launcher, anyone can use a submachine gun, and that sort of thing. And it's those signature weapons that really differentiate the different classes from one another. Going uphill like that's a little easier in first. You can switch between first and third kind of whenever you want to. What is that? Oh, it's a cannon? Jeez, oh, criminal. All right, so... All right, collect a little technology. Move on to this next area here. So yeah, you'll notice, like I said, we've got a pretty good mix of classes, but you can switch frames at any time. There's 5 basic classes, like I said, but each class also has a couple different advanced variants of that battle frame. So right now I'm driving one of the variants on the Dreadnought. It's called a Rhino. It's a little more aggressive. It can take a pretty good beating like the standard Dreadnought. Can't take it as much of a beating as the Mammoth frame, which is our biggest and heaviest frame, but it's got a little more offensive capability than the Mammoth.
So how many variants exist per class?
Right now we've got 2 per class, but we're going to be making a bunch more. So there's a total of 15 different battle frames that are available. So there, like I said, there's 5 classes with 2 variants each. So there's 15 total available. And everybody starts out with the 5 basic Accord frames unlocked. And everybody can earn... and progress their way to unlock the advanced frames for free. But that's also one of the things that people can pay to unlock is quicker access to those advanced frames.
So basically, I can work through the progression system and get the same things that I could pay for day one.
Exactly. The only things that you can't get for playing for free are some of the aesthetics. We believe really strongly in the free-to-play model. We don't do, we don't want to have pay-to-win. What you can pay for is aesthetics and convenience. It's stuff to make the game a little quicker, a little easier. Maybe an XP boost or that sort of thing. Unlock faster access to one of the advanced frames. But it's all stuff that you can get just by putting in time instead.
So now, obviously, 7 years ago when you were going into this game, was free-to-play the model you had envisioned, or did you have more of a different model envisioned?
We actually chose the free-to-play model about 5 years ago. This has been a free-to-play game really since we first started talking about doing FireFall. The first time we started talking monetization, we wanted to go free-to-play. So this is not... we're not recent to the free-to-play model. We believe in this model we have for a long time.
Very, very cool. Now, how has this game sort of evolved in terms of the classes and the weaponry and everything over 7 years?
Well, there's been quite a bit of that. We've had these sort of 5 basic classes, I want to say, for about 4 years now. But the classes themselves have developed over time. With different classes, I mean, the basics are the same, right? Our Recon has always been our sniper, always been our long-range class. Our Dreadnought has always been our heavy weapons guy. But various aspects to the classes have pretty much been changing semi-constantly over that entire period.
So now, kind of looking at the movement modes, we just saw that you use your jump jets there. Does every class have jump jets?
Every class has jump jets. We actually, talking back about how all the classes have changed over time, all the classes used to have their own movement mode. Every class had a different movement mode. I mean, our engineer had this glider ability, and our Recon had a short-range teleport, and our Biotech had a thing we called, what do we call it? Oh, adrenaline mode, where he could run really fast and jump really high. But it came down to the fact that just the jump jets were more fun for people. Everybody liked the jump jets, and we just kind of believe in. Whoa, hello.
Whoa.
We believe in this model where if it's more fun, let's try to add more of it. So we, like I said, we changed it up, tried to make it so make the game a little more fun for everyone. And the result was we were able to take all those other movement modes and make them specialty modes that can be used at special time. Like, we took the gliders and we turned them in this movement mode that we had worked on, and we made it fun as sort of a travel mode for people who wanted to. What was that? Elite Siege Breaker? Okay, that's gonna hurt. Ow. Okay. Sorry, glider pads. We tried to take these glider pads, that we'd already worked on, and we decided it would be a really fun way to travel around our world. So rather than being a thing that just the engineer had, now everybody has access to it.
Wow.
That didn't work.
That just happened. Okay, so now when you're downed in this game, basically what's going on with the timer screen down?
Well, during this time, there's nothing I can do, but a teammate can come pick me up, and they actually finished me off, so I'm going to have to respawn back to the previous area and run back in to join them. Yeah, normally there's a period of time when your buddies can come get you, but the enemies actually executed me as part of their AI,
Yikes.
so that I couldn't be revived by my teammates, and it's because they're rat bastards.
So now you've got a lot of different things going on the HUD
Yeah.
here. In addition to everything that's popping up with XP when you're killing enemies, you've got these different green flags going on and these different kind of red icons going on. What's the difference between those?
So the green flags are they're sort of objectives and waypoints for us to pay attention to, and the red one is a primary objective, right? That's the main thing we're trying to deal with right now. It looks like it's that central disturbance up ahead. If I knew the mission in this area a little better than I do, I could tell you for sure. But it seems like that's what we're supposed to be doing, is getting to that central disturbance. And then these other green icons are things that we can deal with along the way to make things a little easier on ourselves.
Now this area, or this instance rather, seems really, really kind of fast and frenetic. Is the core of the game sort of that fast and frenetic gameplay, or is there kind of a lot of variance to it?
Well, there is a lot of variance. I mean, and it very much depends on what you're working on. If you're out in the open world, the game isn't nearly this fast-paced all the time. There's certain events that are this fast-paced, but it's not this crazy this often all the time. And I don't think anyone could keep up this kind of pace, for a 5 or 6 hour game session. I certainly can't. But usually the game has got sort of down moments to go with its up moments. But you're totally right that this is a very fast-paced instance.
Now, is that kind of what you wanted to craft in this game, was sort of a fast-paced, fast and frenetic type of game, or did that sort of evolve over the course of the development?
Oh, the game's definitely evolved along those lines over the course of time. The game used to be a little slower paced in terms of its movement speed, and we just felt, as we were iterating, and this is something we really like to do, is that iteration and try out different things. Push the movement speed higher and lower. Give people more energy and less energy for the jump jets, and just find out which of those is the most fun. Because usually you're never going to get it right on your first try, and it's going to take a couple attempts, a couple different swings of the bat to find, the combination of game factors that are just right to get yourself the most amount of fun.
Very cool. Well, the game looks incredibly awesome. Again, you can play it right now. They've got the open beta going on. You can access that. Where can you access that, David?
FireFallTheGame.com is where you can go to create an account, download the game, jump into our forums, talk about it. We talk with our players quite a bit about the game, constantly taking feedback about what's the next thing to build, what's the next... Oh, he does not want me alive. What's the next thing that we need to work on? What's the next bug we need to fix? That's been a cooperative process with our players for quite a while now. So.
Very cool. Well, we've got a whole series of these videos coming out. We got one coming out today and in the next couple of days. So we're going to keep on checking out this game. I think next we're going to go and explore the open world of FireFall. For everything FireFall, keep it locked to IGN.com.